Hello, at long last, Ithaca Model 37 owners. I finally got around to making a video about your favorite pump action shotgun, and I think I answered some of you and I said I have them, but after a while it seemed like I didn't because I kept not making the video. But I did get around to going in the vault and taking them out, and so on the table we've got an Ithaca Model 37 deer shotgun, and then one with no vent rib, and then one with vent rib. Actually, it's not here. I had to put the Remington 870 here for comparison, so I ran out of table room. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You are correct. Everybody that wrote me that likes the 37 or loves the 37 said that is the best designed pump action shotgun, and in quite a few ways I agree with you. And I'll just go through some of the features. So I don't, as you know, I don't memorize history. I read firearms history like everyone else. I'm interested. The 37 designed by John Browning. John Browning, of course, designed the Winchester 97. And if you want to buy a pump action shotgun with character, which is a word that I mean, has an obvious meaning, but it's difficult to describe what that meaning is. Anyway, probably the pump action with the most character is the Model 97. Now, of course, the bolt comes back, and so there are different nicknames that they have for these thumb busters, something like this. Anyway, very, very interesting mechanism and a great beginning to pump action design. So Model 97, and I'll draw to your attention that the receiver is not that long. Shotgun receivers tend to be great big long things, and John Browning, being the genius that he was, realized there's no need for a monstrous action. A 12-gauge shotgun shell or a 20-gauge shotgun shell is a big cartridge, there's no doubt about it. Anyway, I have it on the table just because of the John Browning heritage, so I'll set that down. And then we'll shift back to the Ithaca 37. And this apparently was first introduced by Remington as Model 17. And then it turned into a variation that Remington came up with called the Model 31. I hope I'm getting these numbers right. I'm trying to impress you. And then that somehow turned into an 870. And of course the 870, easily the most successful pump action shotgun in history. I don't know how many million they've sold, but quite a few million. So before the video I was kind of studying the shotguns, and you know, undoubtedly one of my favorite expressions is a small person climbing on the shoulders of a giant will see further, but first you need the giant. And I guess what happened was Remington got a hold of this design from John Browning and made their Model 17. And then they wanted to make things simpler and cheaper, but truly the bottom ejection of the Model 37, everything's steel on this shotgun. The 870 I can't say is a bad shotgun, obviously it's a great shotgun, but you can see it's derivative of the 37. Take a look at the receiver length though. This is the 37. I don't know how we're going to film this. This is the 870. This action is giant compared to this, and they're both just 12 gauge. Actually, they're 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch. This is not a 3-inch gun. And then for comparison, we've got the 1897. So you can see how long the 870 is. I'm not saying that's fantastic or terrible. It's just a very long action, and John Browning probably thought, generally speaking, if you want to make something better, then make it simpler, and sometimes shorter and less steel and lighter. And these are very light shotguns. This one, of course, doesn't have a vent rib. Oh, and then a lot of people were telling me their takedowns. This is the deer gun version. It has pictures of ducks on the receiver. Oh, and you just spin this and then turn the barrel, and that comes apart. So it's very, very easy. Typical interrupted thread design, which you've seen on Winchesters. This one has a little, I don't know what you would call it, I suppose a quarter rib on the barrel. And then the sight is this, I think they call it ray bar or something like that. But it's a very visible sight. And this shotgun is quite accurate. It has no rifling, and actually I don't know, there are all these rifled shotguns these days, but I have no trouble hitting things with a slug with a smooth bore. And anyway, have a look at this buttstock. So somebody cut the buttstock. Look at the length of this thing. And I think they thought they were doing somebody a favor, like maybe for a smaller person, maybe their wife, or anyway, you fire a 12 gauge with a short stock like this, and there was just a rubber butt plate, not even a recoil pad. And of course, this is, either your thumb is going to be in your nose or something bad's going to happen. So I bought this quite inexpensively because, and I don't think it was designed to be some kind of a coach gun or some other, tactical purpose. It was just a badly done sawed-off thing. Anyway, so this is yours truly creating my own Bubba gun. But it's more of what I call a Franken gun, because this is from a Dakota rifle, but the stock was split, and so I didn't really care what I was doing. This can all be brought down easily with just a sander. But I didn't get to it by filming. So anyway, there you can see one of my creations. Not exactly a showroom item, but it works fine, and it's a little long now. But it's better to have a stock that's too long than one that's too short, depending on how you think. Oh, and it's got a nice receiver sight. These help a lot, and I'm going to make a video on aperture and those types of sights. So what else can I tell you about the 37? Lightweight, excellent, reliable, bottom ejection, all steel, one action slide bar. There's only one bar here, whereas the Remington 870 has two, here and here. And the theory is that sometimes these shotguns with one bar bind, but it must be a theory because I've never had it happen, and I've fired thousands of rounds out of pump action shotguns. So maybe it's something the marketing department somewhere created and people picked up on it. I'm not sure what else to say. That I could go on about different features and so forth, but as usual, it's self-evident. These guns are grossly undervalued in the market. The new ones are expensive, but the used ones are not. I would encourage you to just buy one of these. And everybody's running around the marshes and with these Benellis and all the rest of it. But not that many years ago, if you went duck hunting, you grabbed either an Ithaca 37 or a Remington 870. If you wanted an auto, you'd take a Browning Auto 5. Maybe you had a Winchester Model 12 or a 97 kicking around from your grandfather, something like that. And I'm not a hunter from antiquity, but all those hunters, including me, and I still hunt with these. I don't have any Benellis, maybe an over and under. And the ducks still fall. These are great. You're just completely reliable. And I don't have 3 shots in microseconds, but I could if I wanted to. But it's anyway, as I read some time ago, it's not how fast you go, it's how you go fast. And that's truly accurate, no pun intended. Anyway, pick up these Ithacas. You won't regret it. They're excellent. And actually, while you're at it, if you don't have an 870, get one of those too. This is an older model, when they were still making them really well. And then the Legend Model 97. You'll never regret buying one of these. Anyhow, that's it. So I finally got to the Ithaca video. I hope I did a good job. You all take care.